is real. All right. He's getting ready. He's getting pumped. He's even got a hand warmer there to make sure he's warmed up. He's got his ruler. He's measured out everything he needed to measure. He's even got his mouse bungee. Oh, adjusting it just a millimeter or so.
Last second adjustments. We did also see his record against Protoss. It's quite good.
It is indeed.
Was able to defeat Stardust.
All right, how nervous is this guy? Currently teamless. Great performance already against Sue, taking that 3-1 victory, excuse me. And
it felt like a 3-0 the way he played. It was crazy.
It really did. He's 36-33 overall versus Terran and 10-10 in 2014. Not a ton of stats really to go on here, honestly.
Yeah, and he had similar stats versus Zerg. I mean, he's just hovering around 50%. That's why everybody was kind of surprised when he came out here and shocked the world, defeated Sue. Definitely a favorite to at least go to round 4. But he looks calm and collected. He doesn't look nervous at all. I remember during Sue, he looked a little bit nervous, but here looks totally fine.
Absolutely does. All right, guys, our first best of 5 of the day here. Our last round of 8 match. Let's jump into it.
KT 로스터 Flash 이영호 vs Super 서성민.
Down here in the bottom right in the red, the Terran player was really excited to get this one going. He's Flash, the god himself.
God Terran versus Protoss's Power. He's expecting a good match here, he says.
He's expecting.
Expect! That's Super, of course, to the top in the blue. I'll explain this to you guys. One of the funniest things that will happen to you if you come to Korea and you end up spending time with Korean Sioux, or trying to, they're decent at English, but trying to directly translate words from Korean to English is the verb 기대하다 is to have an expectation, basically, or to expect something to come forward. Like you have an expectation. But if you try to translate that, for example, the phrase 기대해, oftentimes a Korean will just tell you expect, and you're like, expect what? What am I supposed to expect? Don't even say, like, expect me. Like, it's scary. It's just really confusing.
Expect.
Praise the god
of StarCraft.
Of StarCraft, yes.
Flash fighting. Bronze have more fun.
Bronze have more fun. That's really true, actually. She's right. And bring the fun thunder, by the way.
It was thundering here yesterday.
It did. Is it going to be a Reaper expand? We're going back to that bronze slot. I saw on Reddit earlier today, somebody, after just 5 games, got into Bronze League. And it could be you, too. Anybody can get into Bronze League.
Yeah.
Playing in Bronze League and just relaxing and enjoying the game is kind of like being in kindergarten or something. It's more fun than real life. But if you want to take life seriously, I guess you could try to get to Silver League.
Yeah. That is the next step, Get into primary school, get started on your education of StarCraft.
Yeah, move forward. Maybe one day you could be as good as Flash. No, you can't. No way. Sorry, guy watching it. You've got no chance. You'll never beat Flash. I'm so sorry. Let's take a look at these 2 builds. So far, it's looking like you might expect a Reaper expand versus Zealot coming out here, likely to be canceled as soon as he sees there's no eBay block. And of course, he's saying the Flash versus Zest finals is what we're going to see. He's very confident in that, what that sign says.
Yeah. Zest giving everybody a scare to all his fans, going down 0-2 to SOS. And SOS kind of fell apart a little bit. Zest played amazingly. Took that one. That game 5 was one I'm going to remember for a long time.
All right, Reaper jumping in. Going to come in here and take a little peek-see. Want to see where those 3 pylons are. Finds 2, and actually is about to get a probe. Mothership Core comes out right in time.
Yeah, he is saved. See a follow-up of 2 barracks here. So we're going to see a lot of units, kind of bomber style.
Yeah, just sending them across the map, trying to get that Mothership Core to drop that Nexus cannon. Don't think we'll be seeing Super go for a Nexus, rather a Mothership Core Scout. It's a bit too late for that. Yeah, not going to work out.
Super did something interesting where he got both of his gases, but he had 1 in one gas and 2 in the other. So usually sometimes you see 2 in each, get that faster Nexus, but Super was really trying to get that Nexus out fast.
Yeah, making it a little bit faster there. Twilight Council goes down, so already we see Super is definitely going to be playing a little bit more of an aggressive style against Flash. Doesn't want to play against him on this map, you know, map number 1, Catallena, which is one of our biggest maps in the pool. Doesn't want to play a macro game against Flash, who's already shown that he could build a really strong late game composition. He knows how to do that heavy Ghost style, heavy Ghost, heavy Viking, and he's made, you know, late game Protoss look beatable. We're still not sure if it is, but he made it look beatable.
Yeah. And I'm sure Super went back and studied those games, especially because he was up against Protoss. So I'm sure Super's got something mapped out for this whole best of 5. And the games he was playing against Sue as well, he wasn't really trying to go super late game. He was hitting these mid games timings with a lot of Immortals, a lot of force fields, a ton of sentries. I'm sure we'll see a different kind of, you know, army composition in total against Terran, but, you know, could still be going for that mid game aggression here.
Keep in mind, Flash is a very preparation-oriented player himself, and he is now playing in Super, who played a different matchup earlier. You know, I like that you mentioned that. Super already has Flash's TVPs to study from when he played Stardust, whereas Super played a different matchup, and there's not a whole lot of games to study of Super in general because he hasn't played in a while. So it's a little bit tougher for Flash to actually prepare for this.
Yeah. Flash deciding to go over the concussive shells here first. He has 1 Marauder in that mix. Was hoping to catch maybe Stalker out here. But he's just going to walk up the ramp. Mothership Core has to back up. Puts down that Nexus Cannon. He's trying to go for that Mothership Core, but he's not going to get it. He's going to instead go for the Stalkers with that concussive shell. He's able to get 1 kill.
That Mothership Core takes 1 stab at those Marines, but is going to regret it, and these Marines actually go all the way into the main base here. That concussive shell definitely being worth the research here, and he may even be able to get that last Stalker. Good micro there at the last second. Meanwhile, it looks like the Reaper came in here and did some damage, forced us around there, and these Marines are just going to target down as many probes as they can get.
They're getting a lot of kills here. They go up to 5, 7 now, and they're finally going to be cleaned up here. So seems like it was worth it. You know, use a Marauder, Reaper, and 10 Marines here, but he got 7 probe kills. He got that Mothership Core and a bunch of Stalkers. So
yeah, nice little bonus on that Mothership Core. He's switching to Robotics Bay Tech here. Super is, and Blink is done. But what can he really try to accomplish with a bit of a diminished probe count here and not very many gateways? He can poke a little bit maybe, but actually attacking is going to be pretty tough. And Flash, man, he is really confident on this map, especially to take fast third bases at the base themselves. Not even, you know, making it at the natural, making it in the main base and floating. He's taking ground-based CCs really early on.
Yeah. Seems like Super actually didn't know where Flash was. He sends 3 Stalkers to the wrong base, and now he's heading to the base of Flash, and he's got 5 in total here. He's going to start microing them with his Blink here.
Yep. And until that Observer or any sort of other high ground vision gets across the map, he's not going to be able to do any blinking up. Can only just poke via ground here. And this is a pretty scary position for Flash right now. He lost a lot of units early on. This is a great way to punish that. When you go for a big attack like you didn't trade your units, then you have a bit of a problem when your opponent goes for counterattack. He's putting the bunker down, but when that Observer gets across the map, you can actually start doing a lot more. You can blink into the main. Although those units just stimmed. Medevacs, just now coming out, so he's going to have to heal those up, but every single hit point counts at this point. Combat shields will be done as well, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, definitely true. He's got that Observer over here now. He could go for a blink into the main base, but, you know, with Stim and some medevacs out now, it's going to be pretty hard to fight against that army, especially with the 3 barracks producing units.
Right, and I think Flash sees that Observer, actually. He's made a conscious decision not to scan it, but he knows that, those units are nearby, could blink. He's already shown the blink, so he's going to go for an attack now. And this third base is still not scouted, unfortunately for Super. He would have easily been able to deny that and force a cancel earlier had he known about it.
Yeah. See 2 Forges here coming out, so he's going to go upgrade heavy here. He's already got that +1 attack on the way, and now he starts the +1 armor. I'm not sure how well this attack is going to do. I mean, he's got 1 Colossus out already.
Well, let's see.
Well, Flash sees it, and he just backs off.
And yeah, he's really playing quite passively here, but because his third base isn't scouted, Super might be thinking under false assumptions here. He might be thinking, wow, okay, he just moved back. Like, I'm 2 base versus 2 base. I can move out and take my third now. He is in such a bad spot. I've got the right tech. He doesn't have any Vikings. He can't pressure me at all. He's so scared he won't even fight me. But he doesn't know he's a third base. If he only knew, I mean, he's got to be seeing these SCVs going over, right? Because if he knew, he would definitely be putting on some pressure right now.
Yeah. You know, maybe even if he doesn't know. Oh, all right, there we go. Okay, now he knows. And let's see what his response is here. I think he's just going to try to get at this third base. Unfortunately, that probe just go down. Nice catch there by the one Marine, Hero Marine.
Making that Marine worth it. He also got that scout on the third base, so definitely a good moment there. And Super pretty low on harvesters right now. He needs to get that harvester count back up if he wants to saturate the third base. And I really feel pressuring the third of Flash is pretty solid. It would be a solid choice. It would be a pretty good plan because. Yeah, his third base, it's not ready yet, so he can't use a Nexus count. He's a little bit vulnerable to drops, but if he just lets that third base go up and Flash gets a ton more Vikings out, he might just pull the boys, man. He's that far ahead. He's had this base for so long.
Yeah. He's making 4 Vikings at a time now, and we only got 2 Colossi here. See an Immortal coming out. I think Super knows about this, knows the fact that there are so many Vikings coming out, so he's just going to switch to Immortals here.
Yeah, I think he might. I think Flash might just pull the boys here. But those 3 ghosts, we've seen it before. He's going to have 1-1 right at that moment. Let's see. He's still got his orbitals rallied, but he's not making SCVs. Army supply is fixed, by the way. Oh my God! Whoa!
Sweet.
That's pretty good for us. So that makes me happy. As you can see, it's massively in Flash's favor, and he does have with that 4 Viking production, enough to deal with those for now. And here come the boys! There they go!
The boys are on the way. And the Super see this yet.
Well,
I'm not sure. He has 4 observers. Now he's going to see it with that one on the mini-map.
Yeah, he sees it now. I think you can reasonably assume, too, there's a high chance this is happening. Oh, that's not where you want your units. You don't want to get stuck back there. You might just have to let this third base go, man. You do not want to fight like that. You want to fan your units out. All right, here we go. Let's get those Zealots to the front, too, if he can. Oh, he's going to fight back in the corner. That's not where he wants to fight. Blinks forward here with his Stalkers. EMP hits all of them, and those Colossi get virtually nothing done.
Zealots here stuck behind the force fields, not doing much. Both Colossi go down. Another EMP here, fighting with his probes, and it just doesn't look like there's enough Protoss here.
Not even
Lands
close.
the Vikings. GG.
GG. Don't know about that third base. It's hard to make the right choice. He didn't know about it, and Flash just had too much of an economic lead that. I mean, that was basically just a simple math problem,
Yeah.
I've got this base for X minutes longer than you, and I've got more units than you, and yet I have now, with my second starport, the proper tech to use it. That's just how you push and win the game.
Yeah.
If he had known about that third base, he would have pressured it. He would have done something about it. He would have forced to cancel with those Stalkers.
Yeah, but Flash was just given way too much time, and when you have that many Vikings against 2 Colossi, there just wasn't enough AoE to deal with all those boys, and I don't know. Super getting pretty far behind. Thomas Loke, I'm here. Michael Lincoln Ernest.
That's a cool name, by the way, Michael Lincoln Ernest.
He came here to watch Flash for the first time.
All right, everybody. Super down a game here. Did play, a fairly solid game in general, but unfortunately did not come through for him in the end because he didn't know about that base. Yeah. I would say there was